Welcome to Dr. Mary Travel Best's 5 Steps to Solo Travel Guide. It's an empowering travel and life adventure series with a personal approach to guiding women in their prime who might be a little bit adventure timid. We want to expand these individual relationships into a supportive community with your needs at the center. In this episode, the FAQ is, how do I remember to stretch while on the road? Today's destination is Edinburgh, Scotland. Today's misstep, too much of a good thing. And travel advice, eat early, rest early. So now the FAQ. How do I remember to stretch while on the road? I've got 4 things for you to do to remember to stretch. Number 1, set phone reminders. Schedule gentle reminders on your phone for morning and evening stretches. It's built in, just like brushing your teeth. Number 2, tie it to a daily activity, like stretch after sitting for long periods, like after a meal or a bus or train ride. It helps to break up stiffness and becomes part of your rhythm. Number 3, use cues in your environment. Place visual cues like a stretchy hand, band, or even a scarf in plain sight to remind you to stretch or exercise. And 4, wind down with evening stretches. A simple stretching routine before bed helps with relaxation and keeps you consistent. Now for today's destination, let's talk about Edinburgh, Scotland. It's got to be one of the favorite places for great walkable cities in Europe. There are hills, which can be challenging though. I was there in July, right before the Fringe Festival, which is in August, and a very busy time here for tourists. They say the city gets clogged up. To maximize my visit, I chose the hop-on, hop-off bus tour, which allowed me on 3 different routes for 24 hours, so I spread it over 2 days. Edinburgh is safe for solo travelers, but as with any city, keep an eye on your belongings in crowded areas. Edinburgh weather can change rapidly. Dress in layers. Carry a light rain jacket or umbrella. And if you're hardy and want a challenge, hike the Arthur's Seat, a small hill, which will take about 2 to 2.5 hours with a great view. It's stop 13 on the Green Tour, and I'll talk about it more in just a minute. Of course, you'll want to see the Edinburgh Castle, the National Museum, and the gallery, and see Parliament too. I recommend Carlton Hill with the National Monument, and they still shoot cannons here daily. So here are my top recommendations. First, the Edinburgh Castle. It's the city's most famous landmark with a breathtaking view over Edinburgh. You'll see the crown jewels of Scotland, the Mint, the Stone of Destiny. Consider taking a guided tour to learn more about the castle's history. Arrive early in the day to avoid crowds. And then there's the Royal Mile Stroll for basic people watching and shopping. It connects the castle that I just mentioned to Holyrood Palace. And it's got cobblestone streets, historic buildings, churches, shops, and cafes. And you could even stop in for a mass if it's your jam and see a religious service here at St. Giles. Tips? Well, take your time exploring the side streets. Grab a coffee in a cozy cafe along the way. And you may even stop in the Harry Potter neighborhood, Diagon Alley, Victoria Street, like I did. Now, this was mentioned earlier, Arthur's Seat hike. For those who enjoy light hiking, it's a gentle trail. It's free. And if you want, there are less strenuous climbs as well. If you do go, bring a windbreaker. It's pretty windy at the top. One of my favorite things to do is the gardens. So the Royal Botanic Garden in Edinburgh, peaceful oasis. It's really relaxing to stroll among all these plants. They've got some beautiful landscaping there. I love this place. And across the street, there was another area, another park. And Britannia Park is also nearby, which was nice. The Princes Street Gardens. Now, this is located right in the heart of the city. Now, these gardens are, they've got views of the castle and lots of nature. And it's hard to miss this neighborhood. You can't miss this place. So if you're visiting during December, check out the Christmas market. They've got big festive experience. On my next trip that I get here to Edinburgh, I'll visit the afternoon tea at the Balmoral Hotel. I'll explore Dean Village and also the Holyrood Palace and Holyrood Abbey. I also would recommend the Scottish National Gallery. I think that's going to be really nice. Free admission, really worth seeing. And now I'm going to talk about my misstep. Okay, today's misstep, too much of a good thing. Too many touristy things. Sometimes when I travel, I forget that I'll always be able to return to that place I'm at. I don't need to see it all. I can stop and I can smell some of the tea or coffee and eat a scone. The purpose of travel is not to check a box and say I saw it. It's to find the time to explore, cherish, and experience. When I forget that, I make an error. So don't try to see everything. Save some for later. And now, travel advice. Eat early and rest often. Have a big breakfast and enjoy it. Then maybe a solid lunch. And you can rest instead of a big meal for dinner when you're really tired. When you're traveling solo, that kind of pattern seems to work well. I don't go out much after dark because I don't want to get stuck solo at night. And safety is really important when you travel. I want to bring meaning to your future travels. So sign up for the Dr. Travel Best newsletter. Our community is fun and inviting, and you can visit any of our social media pages, or you can go on Amazon and find the 5 Steps to Solo Travel series. There's 5 items there on Amazon.
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travel Best, that is.